Hi and welcome to episode 2 of You're Not Alone. I'm Melissa and I've created this podcast to talk honestly and openly about addiction. I have first-hand experienced loss due to addiction after tragically losing my mum 2 years ago to alcoholism. Each week I'll be speaking to all different kinds of people who have experienced similar situations to me. Today we've got Steve on the show. So we've done episode 1 where I interviewed my dad, and that was an emotional episode for me. And originally we were going to have Hayley, who owns Butterfly's funeral home parlour, but unfortunately she's a busy woman. She had a funeral today, so she couldn't make it. We've got Steve. So Steve and I have recently met, and Steve has been sober now for a whole year. Yeah.
Just over a year.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Steve.
So I had a great upbringing. My mum and dad, I didn't want for nothing really. They were brilliant. Got to about 8, and then they split up when I was 8, but they were very amicable about it, I didn't know this at the time, but my dad had his issues with alcohol when I was young, and I didn't really know it at that point. Now I can see it. But again, it was a normal childhood. Like, there was no real trauma there. After the breakup, it was absolutely fine, and then coming into school, got two older brothers, mum, dad. I've got a little boy, and a girl as well, 11 and 7. Oh. But yeah, we'll get into that later on, and then just normal upbringing, and then obviously I remember the first time I tried. So my main addiction was cocaine. The first time I tried it was my 18th birthday party, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And I had one line, and that was it for the night. I just went on with my way. It didn't have any effect on me or nothing, but obviously the seed had been planted at that time. And then it just pushed on from there. Really, it just became like an heavy. By the age of 23, it was becoming it was like an every weekend thing. And then obviously it got worse from there. But yeah, I honestly, Melissa, I couldn't have wished for a better childhood. I got two great brothers, who always looked after me. Mum and dad always give me everything that I wanted, and I can't complain over that.
Yeah. At what point was it that you realised it was becoming a problem?
Yeah, so 2023, I was just touched on it there.
That long ago then, is it?
No, but I mean, I'm 39 now, so 16 years. Now, people who watch your podcast, and anyone in addiction, they probably, like what I thought at 23 is, I haven't got a problem, I can stop when I want.
Like it was just a weekend thing.
It was just a weekend thing. But if you would have took that off me, I would have struggled. It wouldn't be as hard as what it became, but I would have struggled to come off the substance, because it's just like, cocaine's like norm in Liverpool. It's everywhere, and it's like, I felt like a part of, like, and it just, every time I was drinking, I was using. But as I say, if you would have took that substance off me, although I wasn't reliant on it, and I could go maybe 3-4 weeks, when I did use, I used to excess. Like, I was always that guy that always had extra. So we got in, like, say we got 300 in or something like that. Can we say that?
Oh yeah, we can say anything. It's fine.
but I just checking.
We've got it. But this is really.
I would be the guy to get an extra 100 for myself.
Oh really?
Even at that time, you know what I mean. I wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I'd just get it. So I'd use half with the lads, and I'd have my own to use. So it was always there. It just wasn't destroying me life. So, but then as it keeps on, it's like it just starts taking little things from you. You'll miss events. You might, in work, it might start affecting you. You might lose friends over it, and you just think, oh well, that doesn't matter, but it does matter, and it just transpires, and it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, to the point where, 28, I met my wife, and 24, I met my wife, and she was like the alter ego to me. Like, we used together to excess massively, And I thought that was perfect. I found my perfect partner, but we just literally, our relationship was just around substances, and quickly realised that. We got married, but then obviously that relationship broke down. And then and then COVID hit, and I was in a really bad place. Started using heavily.
Were you still with your wife at that point?
We'd split up. Lucky. I mean, it was kind of lucky in a way because I was using quite heavily, and the reason why we split up was because we were using heavily together. She said she wanted a break, and I thought we were going to get back together. I'll be honest, Melissa. I really did think that, but it's not what she wanted. So I kind of dealt with that in the only way I could, which was taking more substances. But I moved in with my mum during COVID, and it was a blessing really because it got me a little bit clean. Obviously, COVID's hit, and obviously couldn't use as much. And then that's when I met my next partner. But yeah, obviously addiction's a funny thing, Melissa. Like, it comes in many forms. I was just speaking to you off air there, just like, addiction runs in every part of my life, and only through like the work that I've done on myself in the last 12 months through like therapy and obviously the 12-step program, the Brink, which your dad spoke about on the episode. I've done 11 weeks in the Brink as well, completed the program there. I was just willing to change anything. But what I noticed is that my addiction runs into every area of my life, and I have to do inventory on myself every day. So step 10 of fellowship, although I've completed my 12-step program, I'll still do inventory on myself. And what that is I will write down good things that I've done in the day and bad things, and I'll run it past my sponsor, and I'll go, is that right? Have I done the right thing there? Because the way I think my whole life has been mad.
Yeah. At what point did you realise that it was becoming an actual real problem where it was affecting relationships, finances, things like that?
I would say when I was married, it was,
Did you admit you had the problem then, or
No.
was it just when you look back, you see you had a problem? When did you realise personally, like, this needs
I'd say it to
stop?
myself, but I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I'd say I've got a problem, and that's why I related to the first episode with your dad. Where like you get up the next day and you go, "I'll change. Today's the day I'm gonna change," but it won't just change. You've got to put action in. You can't just sit there and hope that it's gonna get better for you, because it's not.
Yeah.
It will get worse. And you've got to change everything about your life, not just one thing. But if you change that one thing, put that one substance down, whatever the substance is, you get everything that you want. And I'm getting goosebumps because you do. But you can't see it, because when you're in the bubble of addiction, it's your whole life.
Yeah.
You wake up, it's your first thought. You go to bed, it's how am I getting it the next day. It's tiring.
Yeah.
It really is tiring.
I think that's really good what you're doing, because you've built like a good following on TikTok, haven't you? You're doing a lot of TikTok lives and things like that, and interviewing other people that are going through what you've been through. So having someone else that they can reach out to and you can help them, guide them through and stuff, that's really good what you're doing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And if
Do you think that's helping you as well?
1,000,000%, because he'll love this shout out, but there's a guy called Rob's Recovery.
Hi, Rob's Recovery.
Hi, Rob's Recovery. And he was a guy who comes on every single night on TikTok Live from 9:30 till midnight, and people just come in, and he's just sitting there fresh as a daisy. He's got recovery running through his bones, and I just came on TikTok and I thought, that guy's got a thing, yeah. I'm just like, I'm transfixed to him.
Yeah.
And he was keeping me well, because like you've got your meetings and stuff, but then obviously every night time, you as an addict, your brain's running overtime.
Yeah.
That's just another tool to keep you refreshed, remembering there's other people suffering out there, and giving back.
Say, alcohol feeds off loneliness. She'd isolate people from her, and she'd end up alone, and that's when mostly you'd hit the bottle. So even having TikTok and going there and speaking to people, even though you're just online to other people, it makes you feel like you're less alone.
Connected.
Hence the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Connection's key.
Yeah.
Any form of addiction, you have to be connected. I don't care what recovery program you do, Melissa, you have to get up and stay connected with other people, like-minded people that understand how your brain works, because not everyone's an addict. So like, me ex-partner, God love her, she never done anything wrong in our relationship. She was kind, thoughtful. She'd never done anything, and I put that woman through the absolute mill. But I couldn't stop, and she'd say, "Your little boy's here. Why can't you stop for him?" And I can't tell you. It. I chose drugs over my kids, and you just have to admit that.
Yeah.
Because if you admit it, you take the power out of it. It's not that you don't care. It's not. It's just that it's got a grip of you. And it takes time, but that feeling and that addiction feeling does remove itself over time. Like, I don't think about it anymore, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
that must be so hard for you
it's
to do.
freeing.
After witnessing how hard my mum tried and she struggled to get through. I love the fact I've got you on here today and you've come so far, you've done so well, and to see how, like, you're an inspiration for other people. So well done for getting so
Thank you,
far.
Melissa. Honestly, it's freeing. It's like a brick's being weighted, like I'd wake up with like a physical. It felt like a physical brick on my chest of anxiety, guilt, shame. Oh, and just like saying, like, listen, I'm an addict and I've got a problem,
Yeah.
and I need to sort this. And no matter what I've done, hold my hands up to it and just say, listen, I can't hold on to that shame and remorse anymore, Melissa.
Yeah.
Because if you don't forgive yourself for being an addict and all the people that you hate around you, you'll never get clean. You have to forgive yourself first. Because if you forgive yourself, then other people can see that that they can forgive you. But if you don't forgive yourself, you'll just go back into the cycle again. Because it's like,
I feel you have to hit rock bottom before you can actually sit there and go, I need help. Because
talk about
at
it.
what point at what point is rock bottom? Is it when you've got no money left? Is it when you've got no family left or friend? Like,
Well, it's individual to the person, isn't it?
yeah.
Your rock bottom is different to my rock bottom.
You were saying this before, everyone's journey is
I've
completely
heard someone say, I've lost my job and I'm an addict and I need to change it now. Like, and for me, I just hit the fuck it button. I just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going until nobody was around me. And it's bloody hell. It's just shit though, do you know what I mean? Like, how did I get myself into that position where I literally looked at my phone book? I never had a job. I left my job I was very good at my job, Melissa. I worked in energy, and I was like one of the best.
I remember you telling
one
me
of the best
this,
one of the best salespersons in the company. The company used to say, "Follow Steve."
Yeah.
Like I'm making the company millions. And I've always been good at that job, but I never had anything to show for it because it was all on addiction, you know. And literally, you know, it'll just keep taking and taking and taking from you. I've lost my train of thought there now
It's okay.
because I was thinking about the job and stuff. But it's just for me, I think like the your rock bottom and my rock bottom is completely different. And I literally. That after I lost my job, sorry, I never lost my job. I left my job, but I was gonna get let go because I couldn't turn in. I literally was. We can get to it, or I can bring it up now. But I was literally messaging every single because my addiction was £200 to £300 worth of coke every day.
Yeah, so that's going to be another question, like like the finances of it, because like alcohol is one thing you can buy it quite cheap. You've just said 3 for 100 with cocaine. That's an expensive addiction.
And for me, if I put £50 worth of coke in my body, I would be rattling, and I would need to put because my substance got that high. I was doing like 30-40 pound bags in one line. At the end,
How did you keep that going for so long? Like, what did you get to the point where it was like you didn't have any more money?
I'll tell you. So we'll get into the crux of it. So June 2024, I left my job and I had £15,000 in savings of my own money.
Yeah.
And my partner knew I was an everyday addict at that time, but she was willing to stand by me until I got myself sorted. I was going into meetings. I was buying chips offline and telling her that I'd gone to meetings when I wasn't. I was just going to the pub. I put her through absolute hell. And what it was is I didn't tell her I left my job in June 2024. So I left the house in a suit every single day. In a suit every day to go to the pub for a month. And then I was turning back absolutely smashed. And she went, "You haven't got a job, have you?" I went, "No."
At that point, did you know you
It's
were
mad, isn't it?
addicted, or was it just like I
Yeah.
just don't care anymore?
No. I knew I knew I was an addict. But do you know what? I want to try and be honest with you. Every At that time, that substance had that much of a grip on me. I wanted everyone to go.
Yeah,
I wanted everyone to go. So I was just me on the substance.
just like leave you, stop
Just
there.
leave me. And that's why I left my
Feeling for your
job.
mum as well.
That's why I left my job, because I thought, right, my mind was like, "Steve, you deserve a break. Why don't you leave your job? And that 15 grand there, that'll see you through for a little while." And my addiction had me exactly where it wanted me. And then
Yeah.
that little 6-month period, I proposed to me partner in July. Spent 4 grand on an engagement ring for her, out of that money. I give her a little bit of money on top, and then the rest went on drugs. But then when that ran out, and it ran out sharpish, that's when it really turned bad for me. I was messaging every single person that I know for money.
Yeah.
And because they didn't understand, they thought, "Oh, this Steve, he's got that job.
Yeah.
We'll trust him." And then
Do you feel like you were hiding it from the outside world quite well?
in the house,
And obviously at home, your wife would know, but
yeah,
you were hiding it from the outside world.
yeah. But me family, my immediate family knew.
Yeah.
They knew. They knew all along, because obviously my ex-partner was saying, like, he's and listen, I'll go on to tell you exactly what happened during that time. But I think if you sat my ex-partner down and you said, "Was Steve in right sound? Was he in the right frame of mind? What was his mindset like?" She'd say he was insane. She, like, me way of thinking, she just lost the person that I was, that she'd met. I wasn't that person anymore. I had no empathy. I very selfish. She used to say, "You're what's that word? It goes around now. Someone who's dead selfish.
Narcissist.
Narcissist. You say you're a narcissist." So I googled it, and narcissism and people in addiction, very similar traits.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not a narcissist, because I've got a lot of empathy for a lot of people, and I know that. But when you look at the traits, I can see how she came to that. And I said to her, like, "I can see how you'd think that." But yeah, so that time I bought an engagement ring for her, just to keep hold of her, try and keep hold of the relationship, trying to get it back. And yeah, that's when it became really dark. I basically, I ended up committing fraud. So basically, I'm gonna try and say this right. It wasn't a well thought out plan. I bought tickets to an event, and I resold the same ticket multiple times to people, just for the money. But I weren't selling it to strangers, Melissa. I was selling it to my family, friends.
It's addiction for you, though. It's not you. It's
No,
the problem.
I know, but it's just like, in my mind, I was thinking, right, I'll get that money and I'll get another job and I'll pay that back, and they won't even know. I'll just say I can't get the tickets. But it just transpired into a whirlwind where honestly, I wake up in the morning and used to have these little buzzball shots, tequila.
Seen them, yeah.
They're like, they're on the shelves advertising like the fun, like the 13%. I'd neck one of them in the morning just to get me up, and then I'd have like a tray of cocaine underneath the bed. I'd planned underneath the bed, and I was off and running every day, and I'd make sure that was under the bed before I even started the day. And by the end, there was empty bags all over the house. I was going into psychosis,
Yeah.
like seeing red Indians and stuff like that.
Really?
It was honestly, yeah. My partner threw me out in December, and I went to stay in the Premier Inn on the East Lancs Road.
Yeah.
And I checked in there with £1,000 worth of coke.
Wow.
And I stayed in there 4 days, and the staff came in because I came out the room in 3 days because they wanted to see what the hell was going on. Like
Yeah.
they needed to clean the room. I was in a bad state in there. You can imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd done about £800 worth of coke over 2 days. They threw me out to call the police. I went and checked into another hotel, carried on.
Did the police not try and take you to like
Well,
hospital
no,
or anything?
they
like that?
called, but I was off by then. I weren't staying
Okay.
around for that. Like I couldn't. I was, you know what I mean. It was bad. I don't think people realize. I don't think me immediate friends realised that I was waking up every day wanting to use every single day. I thought they just thought Steve's like taking the piss here. He just needs to stop.
Do you remember the point that began where you decided to start taking it of a morning rather than just of a weekend when you were out? Do you remember?
It
like-
was. So I was in work, and at dinner time, I used to work in Concert Square. There'd be a bar around the corner, and I'd just go in there at lunch and just, I'd have a little one, and then I'd have a little one. I'd start at midday,
Yeah.
and I was starting to start at midday. I couldn't wait till the evening anymore. And then obviously once I'd left my job, it was just like, why wait till 12? And then why buy alcohol? And I was just then dry lining. But you could see just on my face, you know, like you said, like you know, you said about your mum and the facial expressions.
you
With
just
me,
know.
partner just walk in and go, you used.
Yeah.
I couldn't hide it. Even if I choose one, my face would just go completely. You could just know. And I thought I'd argue, blue in the face, I'd scream, and I go, yeah, no.
My mum
And
did
like,
that to me.
I look at, I couldn't even like, I was trembling, do you know, like on the seat, like, cause I had like nervous intuition.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit, I was fidgeting all the time. Like my body was just, so obviously, you like with coke and that.
Stimulant, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you're
like
gonna,
your heart's
gonna
pounding.
be racing, and you're gonna be.
Yeah, and then I'll be up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, waiting for it to go to sleep so I could continue to use. And I knew I needed rehab. I knew I needed rehab. I knew I needed that.
Had you tried to get sober or tried to stop before you originally went into rehab when you did get sober? Did you try
No.
and stop at all now?
Do you know what? I went to meetings and I sat there for somebody else. I sat there for someone else. I couldn't wait for the meeting to end so I could go and use. I'd pick up a leaflet and I'd just give it back to my partner and go, look, I've been. It doesn't work like that. You've got to put your heart and soul into it, and you've got to have enough. Step one of fellowship is powerlessness, right? You've got to admit that you're powerless. You are powerless to this substance, and you've got to hand your will over to a higher power.
Yeah.
And I just had enough. I was sitting. So I went back to my mum. Partner kicked me out in December. I went back to live with my mum. Oh God, this cripples me. And I was just using every day. And I was stealing from my mum, stealing from a purse, stealing a bank card, putting transactions through for alcohol, all kinds. And obviously I committed fraud, you know what I mean, as well. And I was just going to the pub and using, going back and forth. I just wanted to die, basically. Every day I woke up and thought, this is a fucking nightmare. I need to end it today. Today's the day I'm going to die. Basically, all the stuff had come out. No, it hadn't come out just yet. Basically, I was borrowing from left, right and centre. I came down the stairs one morning in April and my mum's sister was there, my Auntie Pauline, God love her soul, I love her to bits. And I'll never ever forget it. She put her hand on my leg and she went, Stephen, she said, get the fuck out your mum's house now. And she never spoke to me like that before. And my mum had collapsed through exhaustion for me being there, worried sick, wasn't eating properly, was chain smoking. I'd come down the stairs to pick up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She'd be in the kitchen praying for me. I would go outside, meet my dealer. She'd go, where are you going? I'd go, I'm going to put the bins. You put the bins out 2 o'clock in the morning, nobody. But she's 70 odd. So she's not strong enough. She can't deal with me, you know. And I was coming in at like midnight all the time and all this sort of stuff. And she was going, if you're not in by 10, I'll just keep the key in the door. Yeah. So I just bring all my stuff in. And she just had enough. The exhaustion was killing her. I borrowed money as well as steal. She went, pack a bag. She said, my Auntie Pauline said, pack a bag, go and get your clothes now and just go. Don't care where you go. I had no one to turn to because I'd stole from everyone I know and I'd borrowed money from. So I was isolated. So I had nowhere to go. Because I committed fraud, I bank with Barclays Premier, which is like a very high bank account with Barclays. They rang me up and said, Steve, we're gonna have to close your account down, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, she said the locksmith's changing your mum's door. And when I looked down at the stairs with my bag, the locksmith was outside the door changing my mum's door. My mum went to live with my mum for a month, and that was when the homelessness began. I slept rough for about 15 days, something like that. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've not hit that level before, I couldn't pick up. I felt ashamed. My addiction was there. I'd never claimed benefits. I didn't know how to claim universal credit or nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then I'd heard of the Whitechapel Centre, and I went there, and they put me up for the night, and then they put me in contact with the rehab, which is Rise Rehab in Liverpool and Toxteth.
My mum went there.
In Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise, because I got to a point with my mum, I had to say enough's enough.
Yeah.
And just after my daughter was born, I was like, it's like, you've got to be cruel to be kind. You love them, but you can't put up with what's going on from like a family member. I understand your mum's perspective. And someone on Instagram messaged me the other day after I put the first episode out from Rise, and was like, she had a picture of her and my mum I've never seen.
Oh, yeah, because they take the pictures, don't they?
And at the end of it, and she come out and she had the picture of, and she sent it to me, and that was when my mum, she did get sober for a little while before she did pass, but she relapsed, and that was the last time she relapsed, when she died. But yeah, it was a picture I'd never seen, and it was in Rise.
They do take pictures, like little events and that in there, so they might have more, you never know. But yeah, I went through the Whitechapel Centre. I got my place in Rise, but I had to pass a clean urine test before I went in there. And I remember Whitechapel set me up on Universal Credit, and this is where my life is at the moment. You get an advance payment from Universal Credit, £400, right?
Yeah.
Got £400 in cash, spent £350 of it on coke, £50 on ale. And I remember I was sleeping. I woke up with cocaine all over me top. I was shuffling it onto paper so I could continue to use. This is where and I thought, this is my only chance now. I won't get this chance again. If I don't pass this test, I'm gonna die. So I took myself off to Liverpool Museum, Liverpool Library every day, just to keep my mind busy. I was just reading books, just doing anything not to go and pick up or drink alcohol or to do anything in my body. And then passed my test on the 20th of May 2025.
Yeah.
And I always classed that as my clean day, but I actually became clean before that day, the week before. But I always classed that as my day because that's the day my life is saved, really. And that rehab changed my life. And the staff in there are absolutely unbelievable. But again, you've got to want it. You're paying, like we were talking about rock bottoms. I was in so much pain through the illness of addiction. I rang Ian. His name's Ian Glennon. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he him and this lady called Mo, they're absolutely salt of the earth. Like they get more. They deal with more people in addiction than anyone else in the whole of Liverpool, and they're absolutely fantastic people. But I was ringing Ian every single day to get me into rehab, and he blocked me. We laugh about it now, because he couldn't. I was desperate, and then I 141'd him, and I rang him. He went, you blocked me, haven't you? He went, yeah. He went, Steve, I'll get you in. I promise you, I'll get you in. And then 3 days later, he got me in, and I was just so grateful. I was so grateful. I came in with these. I used to get laughed at because I had these Krispy Kreme sandals. And I had no clothes. All my clothes were my mum's, and my life was a mess. And I was just grateful to be there. But every day for 6 weeks in that rehab, I wanted to use every day. I was planning escapes, and Lisa was just like, "Steve, there's the door. It's not a prison. You can go anytime you want. Do you want this or not? Where's your life at now?" And they're just brilliant.
It's just constant willpower.
The first 60 days. You have to show some strength. I mean, like you do. Yeah, my addiction was still talking to me at that point, saying, "Just go, just go.
Yeah.
We'll find another way. You can stay in a hostel and continue to use, and you'll get your life back on track." No, you won't. You won't. Your life's a mess. Look where you are.
Yeah.
That's why I keep all the pictures of me and addiction and stuff. Like I've got pictures where my nose is pouring with blood, my nose collapsed here at the front, my vein popped out. I'm now going through the NHS to get my nose repaired. I've done a post on social media which got 400,000 views, which is basically saying like if you get 9 months worth of clean time, the NHS will look at repairing,
Yeah.
damage that you've done, because it's no different to like abusing yourself in other ways with food and stuff. They're offering gastric sleeves now on the NHS and stuff. It's for me. I didn't want my nose to collapse. It's not as noticeable, but I notice it. But yeah, that's I know. Like if another year on top of my nose, my nose would have completely caved in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pain. It's pain. I was waking up in pain, not physical, emotional pain every day, and just didn't want to be here. And then missed over this part, but in April, I did try and take my whole life. I took 64 paracetamol, and I didn't know, but paracetamol takes 4 days to kill a person. Didn't know that. So I woke up next day and thought it was fine. And day 3, I collapsed. I woke up in critical care and could have died. It also
Before rehab.
This is before rehab, yeah. It also absorbs the moisture from your skin because all the paracetamol, I don't know what it does to you, but it's obviously bad. And I woke up and the only thing of value that was worth any money was my mobile,
Yeah.
and I wanted to sell it for drugs. And that's just so again,
Yeah.
just trying to take my own life, but I want to sell my mobile for drugs, and I did, and I bought drugs with that mobile, and the job centre gave me another phone, this £80 Motorola, and I was happy with that. Like it's like you just start like you downgrade the whole of your life and just think, yeah, that's all right. I manage with that.
Yeah.
You can't. You're struggling, but you've got to admit,
Like a constant devil on your shoulder.
yes,
Just like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry.
yes, exactly. Yeah, it's just